So I'm leaving to Montreal tomorrow for a couple of days. Gonna go and meet up with some pickleball friends. I'm gonna go and check out at least 3 different facilities and do the first episodes of my facility tour / ranking. So this is something that I've been thinking about for a couple of months now, but I've actually hashed out kind of all the different categories and things that I'm looking for when I go to these pickleball clubs that I can relate to you, so that if you're going and visiting a city, you can go and watch the video and be like, yeah, I think that club works better for me. So it's going to be like color scheme, layout, ceiling height, runoff space, vibe, staff, cleanliness, all these cool things that I think really matter when you go and pick a facility, because there's so many popping up right now. But I have a problem. I've got one bag that I'm bringing for pickleball paddles, and I've got too many paddles, and they're all really good. So this is definitely coming with me. The 11.624 Ultra, 100% coming for sure. Second one that is definitely coming that I just got is the RPM V2 Widebody 14mm. Love this paddle. Also going to bring along this 16mm variant of the same paddle, because it's just nice to test them out side by side as I'm doing my reviews on these. I think I'm going to be bringing both of the V2 Elongateds, the 14 and the 16, because I'm going to go and play with some guys there, and I want to get them onto RPMs because they're fantastic paddles. And then I have my 14 Elongated Q2 from RPM, and this is my singles paddle, so in case I do end up playing singles, I need this one with me. So that's what, 6 paddles already. I think I can actually fit all of these. So I'm gonna bring the RPM Q2 wide body so that I can do a side-by-side comparison to the V2. The Luz glider that they just sent me, the 2026, and the Vulcan dark matter, because I'm probably gonna do some UGC stuff for Stack Athletics and Vulcan while I am there. So we're getting all packed up. See you guys in the morning. So I have a 5.5 hour drive to Montreal from Toronto today, and gonna see if there's any places that I can stop off at along the way to make the drive a little bit more interesting, because I'm gonna get there a little bit earlier than my check-in, and I don't have a court booked until I think 5 o'clock tonight at one of the clubs. So yeah, just charging up with some coffee, a little bit of food, and I'm gonna hit the road. We're stopping somewhere that I have driven by so many times in my life. I can't count how many times I've driven past this place, never been here. So today, we're gonna stop. Let's go. I thought they only had apples here. There's a whole petting zoo. So cool. So you have the petting zoo and the putting zoo. Have fun. But we're here for one thing and one thing only. We're almost there. Let's go. If you've ever driven from Toronto to Ottawa or Montreal, you've definitely seen this big apple beside the 401. And yeah, this place has like everything. It is packed today. Like the parking lot was full, but it's really cool. They got like an orchard here for all of their apples. Got this big apple for photo ops. It's smiling. Why wouldn't it be? It's an apple. It only has one job. Be delicious. Yeah, so that store had way more stuff than I thought. I thought it was just gonna be like a couple of apple pies, maybe a little bit of honey, but they had like everything. You could get almost any food you wanted. Prices were not the cheapest, not the most expensive I've seen. Like $5 for a muffin, $2.70 for some. Not bad, not terrible for a tourist spot, but cool little stopover. But time to get back on the road. Let's go. So making my way to Montreal now, just under 2 hours away. Thankfully, traffic's been pretty light. Hopefully it doesn't get too bad once I get closer to the city. But one of my favorite songs from one of my favorite artists just came on. It's a song called Cyclone by Russ. And the lyrics are, "There is no such thing as being ready, just start moving. This is new terrain and I don't recognize my shoe print. Life without a blueprint, I'm disoriented. Texting God, like, can you tell me how's the story ended?" And these lyrics hit really hard for me because a lot of what's happened over the last 3 to 6 months has been super unknown, like uncharted territory, totally different than what I've been used to for the past 12 years working in real estate. And I've been like, okay, what was the pivotal point within this journey that really switched everything? And I think it was actually back in February when I got to go to Las Vegas for the release party for the Vulcan Pickleball Paddle Chapter 1. And that was where Nick Kyrgios was releasing his signature paddle, and he was going to be at the party. And I had just seen a post on Instagram from Vulcan that was like, hey, sign up for a chance to win access to the party. And I put my name down, not really thinking much about it. Didn't really expect to get chosen, in all honesty, because I'm a small creator that really doesn't have much presence in the US. But I was like, what do I have to lose? And it was about a week later after I registered that I got an email. And I was just coming off the court. I was just finishing my lessons for the day. And it was like, yeah, you got selected to come to the party. Please RSVP and we'll see you there. And I was like, no way. Like, I didn't actually get chosen here. Like, this isn't real. Like, this is a scam. This isn't actually, like, the company. And I looked into it more, and it was legitimate. And it was about a week and a half out from when the actual event was going to happen. And I was looking at flights and hotels, and it was pretty expensive, in all honesty. And at that time, financially, I was not doing the best. Like, I was making enough from real estate and pickleball coaching that I could get by with just like our expenses for like our mortgage and car and all that stuff. But I really didn't have any excess money to spend on a trip like this. So I was like, okay, how can I do this? So thankfully I had enough travel points that would cover basically the entire trip, but that would be all my travel points gone, used for like a 3-day trip in Las Vegas. And I was wavering back and forth. I was like, is this the right thing to do? Is this like a waste of time and money? And I was like, no, like this opportunity came up for a reason. And I feel like the universe gives you certain opportunities at certain times. And if you don't take them, those are usually the things that you end up regretting later in life. And I am so glad that I went, because that trip transformed everything for me. I got to go to the party, and I had this vision of getting a POV shot with my camera in my mouth, playing against Nick Kyrgios on the court. And I had like envisioned this for the whole week before I left, and I actually got to do it. I got to play with Nick on the court, and Nick Kyrgios is one of the top tennis players in the world. Huge following, like 4.5 million followers on Instagram. Huge presence. And I got to play with him, got the clip, posted it that night, and that video was my first viral video that had like 1 million views in a night. He reshared it to his story, went kind of crazy. I had the Kitchen Pickleball reach out, and it was such a transformative experience. And from that trip, because it was with Vulcan Pickleball, who also owns Stack Athletics, I then got invited to their creator program. So now I actually do UGC, which is user-generated content, for both Stack and Vulcan. And basically they send me gear, I make videos with it, and then they use those videos for ads. And that has now snowballed into me working with 9 different brands across a bunch of different industries, a bunch of brands reaching out, sending me products to review, to try out. And that one trip changed everything, and it made me realize, no, I can do this. I can make this my career, and I can do it well. And it was that faith and that leap of faith and going into the unknown where I really don't have the blueprint of anything that's happening, and just trusting that that's where I'm meant to be. And on this drive to Montreal, where I get to go and play with a bunch of great players, really nice people at a bunch of different facilities, it's really starting to sink in that this is my life now. And I'm just so grateful for the community that I get to have, the brands that believe in me, just everything that I get to do is revolved around a passion that I hold really dear to me. So 3, 2, 1. Officially crossed over into Quebec. Tabarnak! Let's go! And we have made it to Montreal. Just in time. Go check in. Alright, so officially checked into the hotel, and this is actually kind of a cool little thing. It's almost like a mini condo. It feels like a condo, but it's a hotel. Great location from what I can tell. Saw some cute little shops. The room is pretty decent. Alright, let's get ready for pickleball. We're ready to go. Alright, so we are at the first location here in Montreal with my buddy Sam. Say hello.
What's up, guys? What's up, guys?
So he is the king of Quebec pickleball content. He's got his own company, he coaches. This guy's everywhere. He was just on the news last week. So tell me a bit about a club here.
It's a brand new club. It's been open for about 3 months now. Very aesthetic. It's got a nice coffee bar, gym. We have 12 beautiful courts here, and it's honestly, it's been amazing since we've opened. All the leagues are they're pretty full. We got a lot of people here, and it's great to have me and Xavier, one of the pros from the CNPL, coach with me here.
Yeah, and this is a place that I saw this on Instagram actually first. I was like, this place looks sick, and in person, it looks just as cool. Like, the setup here is really sweet. So we're gonna do some drilling today. We got some fun stuff coming later on in the week, actually.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a pro play with one of the pros here. Actually, 2 pros. But yeah, let's hop on the court.
Let's go.
Whoa. So this is really cool. So you can save your point. You can challenge the call on one of the courts here. It actually tracks the ball for you, which is kind of nuts. But yeah.
Challenge the ball. It creates a snippet for you, and then you can actually go frame by frame. You can also zoom towards the ball and actually see like where it landed, and then you go frame by frame. We'll see if it was in.
So no more hook calls in pickleball. When you got this, you got to be honest. Otherwise, the system's going to show you otherwise.
I bring my friends here because other clubs, they don't have this, and people are like, they're cheating on me.
No. So, long day done. It's just gone 9 o'clock. And that was a super fun day. I mean, 5.5 hours of driving wasn't terrible, but I've come to kind of enjoy those longer drives. Just a nice time to not be on your phone, observe nature, kind of just get to think about life, which is kind of nice sometimes. But yeah, had a ton of fun with Sam at L'Esprit Sportif. Really beautiful club. I was actually a little bit skeptical about that place because when I saw all the Instagram photos, I'm like, there's no way this place is actually like a playable pickleball place. It's just one of those places that maximized aesthetics over pickleball, but it actually does both perfectly. You can have really, really good games. We had some great singles games, really good courts, really good community, really good ceiling height. I actually really like the color scheme in terms of letting the ball stand out very well. But probably one of the most aesthetic pickleball clubs that I've ever been to, and their gym was like, oh my god, like that gym is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I would be there all day, 100%. So tomorrow, gonna be going to 514 Pickleball to go and meet Ernesto, who's a CNPL player, and he's the director of the club there. And then actually going to be going back to L'Esprit Sportif to meet up with Sam, Xavier, and Soph, who are both CNPL players. And we're going to do the same thing that I do with Jada and Rizzo, where it's like a play with a pro, but I'm actually going to start interviewing these CNPL players, just going to get more of their story, learn more about their journey in the pickleball world, and then hopefully get some points off of them, but I'm not too optimistic about that, considering that they are both on fire right now, and Soph has been doing really well in the PPA Challengers down in the States. So, going to go and rest this evening, and I will catch you guys in the morning.